Now, you may be wondering why I have created you all with the very ring betwixt my very godlike waistline. Dialga, I have blessed you with the gift of time manipulation. Palkia, I have blessed you with the power to warp space. Giratina, you just be a good boy now. Don't want to have to create a shadow realm just to banish your ass there. Regigigas, I have blessed you with the strength to tow the continents of the earth. Heatran, you get the George Foreman 4-portion family health grill. Model number 18471. Household use only. Model number...
Manaphy. The Sea Drifter has its work cut out for it, and after a long hard day of... guarding a puddle or some bollocks, Manaphy decided to unwind at the local Ditto brothel down the road, and left the next day with a kid twice its own weight. It's known for the special power of being able to bond with any Pokémon, yet decides to bond with the one thing literally every other creature can bond with. Manaphy, you're really wasting your potential here. Just get creative, get adventurous! Go shag a Corsola or something. Manaphy is 80% water. Phion is 80% of Manaphy. Throw Ditto into the mix and Manaphy flushes out all of its hydration to spawn this watery bastard offspring. So it's pretty much a demigod, and guess who cares about demigods when the actual gods are around? Absolutely nobody! I wouldn't give a damn about Phion, even if Danny DeVito were its manager. Manaphy isn't too hot to begin with. It's a solid hand to have around like most legendaries, don't get me wrong. But its glory days in the Uber tier are long gone, it's way past its prime. Back then, if I were breeding more Manaphy and Ditto came out with this, someone else can pick you up from the daycare. It would be a lot less stupid if it actually evolved back into Manaphy, so at the very least, it could hold an Eviolite to give it some usage. You'd just have a defensive Manaphy. It's at least something. I don't care about separating mythicals and legendaries. Some of you get really specific about that, but some of you jabronis need to realise mythicals are just action replay legendaries. But there's one exception for me, where I kind of have to do a double take. Heatran. Like, are you either of those things? The only thing legendary about it is that one of you is around, and the only thing mythical about it is what gender that one in existence happens to be. Your battle's legendary is Sudowoodo. Sudowoodo at least had some relevance to progress through the region. Heatran just sits in its cave, licking the walls. In Generation 1, that'd be fine, it could sit in a power plant with Zapdos eating copper wiring all day, trying to find a plug for his gift from God. But in the Platinum era, as a legendary, standards are just a little bit higher. Practically, it's not stupid at all. Unique typing, flash fire ability, good moves to choose from. Heatran, you're a dead legendary. But I'll give it to you. You would make a banging pseudo-legendary with a couple of pre-evolutions to go with it. But to be a legendary in this day and age, you're gonna have to beef up your CV just a wee bit, get a bit more UCAS points in there. For now, you'd maybe scrape by as an Ultra Beast, if you had a few tentacles, or a good pharmacist. Or tainted creatine. Having a reasonably unique concept for a Pokémon is always welcome in this wholesome, loving community. Well, aside from the fact that... no. But reskinning that same design like it's an Echo Fighter in Smash, that shouldn't bode too well either. You see these three genies riding around on their clouds like the mascots to a middle-aged women gambling site, and you're instantly already more forgettable than the three musketeers, because you each look as generic as each other in a group like that, like the specimens from Love Island the producers heard from the laboratories they're grown in. This didn't need to be a trio at all. Just make one yoked, mythical genie with all the access to whatever tainted creatine that shoots lightning from the cloud it rides and grants wishes with psychic abilities. You'd have something really unique here for a Pokemon, and that's all you need. And then you keep the alternative forms, since they shouldn't have been alternative to begin with. Alright, I've just done a segment on an entire trio, and I've slagged off Sinnoh a fair amount already, but Mesprit. I'm just gonna go with Mesprit. You know why? Because it's the one late Guardian that decides to dip and do the tortoise Sinnoh whenever you go try and catch it. I mean, sure, the legendary dogs put you through the same thing, but that felt like it meant a bit more. Going around Johto, and out of nowhere, this fire-breathing Mastiff, he's just hanging with the Hoppips on Route 32. Mesprit though? Mesprit, know your role, stay in your damn cave, like the other two of your sidemen, and just get in the damn heal ball. That's right, heal ball, because you're the last priority out of the dozen legends in this damn region, and I'm eating into reserves. As I was saying, the skill gap for legendaries, it's gone up quite a bit since the earlier games. Like, what's Zapdos up to? Sitting in power plants, stabbing its face in the plug sockets? In an earlier gen, Regigigas' lore would have made it a top tier legend. It may be physically the strongest Pokemon out there, but dragging continents... Really? Dialga can control time, you're just hired muscle for the big boys of Sinnoh. So Reggie, you do get overshadowed a fair amount. Not like Heatran levels, but like, if this lot were a mob, you'd be the one who chimes in like, "Should I get his kneecaps, boys?" Alright, let's just get to why I'm really talking about this big, dense traffic light. You know why? We all know why it's here. Because this traffic light stays on red for 5 turns. Slow start. Regigigas is put back to sleep for the next millennia by turn 3. Turn 2 if its opponent didn't do his push-ups first. At the very least, you'd imagine the stats would build up over each turn. Like its power is accelerating. It'd at least give it a chance not to get starched with a big meaty hammer arm in the first round. Oh. And I just found out, if it gets switched out, the 5-turn counter resets. So this Titan dragged continents. My man eats dinner off of tectonic plates, but he's about as buff as Theon each time we shout at it.